folks, I'm Brittany. I'm one of the registered dietitians at Festival Foods, and I'm here today with Stephanie, who works with our food safety team here at Festival. And today we're making a make-ahead freezer meal, so Stephanie's here to share some tips about how to do it safely.
Sure. So first off, good hand hygiene is probably the best fundamental of food safety.
Absolutely.
So we need to be washing our hands for about 20 to 30 seconds each time, and we've already done that. So.
Yes, and that goes for any meal.
Right.
So important to wash your hands.
So let's get started.
Yeah, today we're making a Southwest lasagna, and I chose a Southwest lasagna because it's really important to choose the kinds of recipes when you're making something to freeze.
Sure. Yeah, so anything with a saucy base generally is a very good item to freeze. Things like soups, stews, individual items like dumplings and pizzas, and even fruit is really good to freeze too.
Yeah, excellent. So today we're actually making a double batch. So one we're going to eat right after we make it, and then one to eat after we freeze it. So something for later. So a really trendy thing to do right now. So what do you say we get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so far we've heated our skillet over medium-high heat, and I'm just going to add some oil because we're going to saute some veggies.
Awesome.
So first we're going to add some diced onions. It's going to sizzle. Yeah, there we go. And these are just white onions that are diced. You could use whatever onion you prefer. And we're just going to cook these down until they're nice and translucent. All right, so these have cooked down quite a bit. They're starting to get more translucent. They're smelling great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's add our next ingredient, which is red pepper. So because it's a Southwest lasagna, you gotta have pepper in there, right? So again, we're just going to cook this down, let it sweat out a little bit, release those sweet flavors. So about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
I think our veggies are ready. Now let's add some of our seasonings. So first off, we have minced garlic. And you could definitely use pre-minced garlic or bottled minced garlic, so that works just fine. And then chili powder, so turning up the heat a little bit. All right, so we're just going to let these flavors come together, and again, another 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and thicken this up to kind of make our filling. So first, I'll have you add that whole wheat flour. You could really use whatever flour you have handy, but we always, of course, like to go with whole wheat. And then our chicken stock, we can go ahead and add that as well. So kind of making like a roux. And I like to use the Kitchen Basics brand unsalted chicken stock because chicken stock tends to have more flavor than chicken broth, and it's unsalted. So I'm just going to kind of stir this a little bit and let it thicken up so it makes a nice lasagna filling. Okay, so it looks like we have a nice thick sauce going. So we're going to add our next ingredients. So the first thing we're going to add are these black beans. So these are canned black beans that have been rinsed and drained. And this is something that I added to the recipe as my own personal touch. I love black beans, and they're a great source of protein and fiber. So we can just stir these in. And then I'm going to add diced tomatoes. You could definitely use fresh, raw tomatoes diced. I didn't really want to chop tomatoes today, so I'm using diced canned tomatoes that have no salt added.
Perfect.
Actually,
love the low sodium option.
Yes. Heart healthy whenever you can. Next, we're going to add non-fat plain Greek yogurt. You could definitely use sour cream. This is our substitution for sour cream because it gets a better Nouveau score, 99, can't really beat that. There's no fat and it's packed with protein. So again, looking out for those healthier options. Add that in here. Oh, this is starting to smell yummy.
Yeah.
I think it smelled yummy the whole time, actually. Okay, get that nice and mixed. I'm going to add some green chilies. So again, Southwest theme.
Yeah, bring
Can't
up
go
the
wrong
heat.
with green chilies. Yeah, bring out the heat. And these are just canned green chilies. Our skillet's getting really full. You can tell this is for a double batch. Okay, and then a little bit of salt. All right. And then I'm going to add our chicken, if you want to stir a little bit. This is just shredded rotisserie chicken. You could definitely use whatever chicken breast you have on hand or ground chicken even. This was just our most convenient option. So we're just going to get that nice and mixed in there. It might get a little sloppy, but that's okay.
It's a little full.
And now we can start actually assembling our Southwest lasagnas. Before we get into that, though, I want to talk about freezing containers and why is it important to pick the right container?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure that you're picking a container that actually fits in your freezer. A lot
Right.
of people have that problem. And then you want to pick a container that's right for you. So whether
Right.
that be aluminum, glass, or plastic, pick something that you really won't miss.
Right, exactly. So, and you also want to pick something that's going to fit in the oven when you're ready to reheat
Right.
it. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I'll let you take your spoon too.
Sure.
Just layer about a cup of the filling across the bottom of the dish. And we're going to start building our lasagna. And then we're just going to layer halves of 6-inch tortillas across the top of the filling. And these are corn tortillas. I like using corn tortillas because they're whole grain, there's no trans fat, so really great option. And then we're going to do this 2 more times. Okay, so now that I've got my 3 layers built, I'm going to top it off with some shredded cheese. And we're just using a Colby Jack blend.
Yum.
And if you notice, we didn't put cheese on every layer, like a typical lasagna. So again, cutting down on some of that fat. And then I'm going to use some canned sliced black olives. And yours is already done, and we've actually already put some heavy-duty foil on it, which
Yep.
is important when you're going to freeze it because it can withstand those cold freezer temperatures.
Right.
Now, before we pop that in the freezer, what are some things we need to keep in mind?
Well, a good general practice is labeling and dating your products. So label with the type of product and then date accordingly. So I'll
Makes
go ahead
sense.
and do that.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pop mine in the oven at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And I have one that we made a little bit earlier.
Awesome.
Now, when we're ready to thaw that and take it out of the freezer, we're ready to make it in a couple of months. What do we need to keep in mind?
Well, ideally, you always want to thaw things using the refrigeration method. So take it out of the freezer and then put it in the refrigerator for 2 days or so.
Okay.
And it should thaw safely that way. And then if you're really in a pinch, you can always do the microwave defrost, but
Okay.
always be mindful of the type of container you have because
Yes.
you wouldn't want to put aluminum in the microwave.
No, definitely not. And we also want to make sure we're not just thawing it on the counter or putting it in the oven before it's totally unfrozen,
Yeah.
thawed, because that would increase our risk for foodborne illness.
Definitely.
And like I said, this can last in the freezer for up to 2 months.
Yes. So anything that you freeze, a general rule of thumb is don't go over 2 months. The quality kind of degrades from there on after.
Okay.
So.
Well, I can't wait to try this, and I invited some special guests to try it with us.
And we are all here today to celebrate our 100th segment on Local 5 Live. So we are toasting to eat well
With festival foods.